It's not recording?
Okay, we're good. Josh, you can come in here. God, what the fuck?
In the scary corner?
Yeah.
It's fucking scary over there.
I can't believe you guys still have to do, or Josh still has to do this.
Well, Josh is a maniac.
Well, I mean,
But-
we haven't, tried to have him here recently. We should try that for the next recording.
Do you want to try to be quiet for 10 seconds?
No, I can't do that. It's crazy. 100% I will laugh. There's
Okay.
no way it's over at this point.
Do we want to go around and just introduce ourselves really quick? Person on the laptop, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Ryan.
Hi, Ryan.
Yeah.
It's a fucking robot.
And this is Blake, and next to me is...
Josh.
And next to Josh is Patrick. I'm also a host, which no one else clarified.
I'm not a host.
All right.
I'm a host.
I'm a fucking-
My name's Josh.
I'm a fucking donkey.
We also have a special guest in this episode. What's your name?
Hello, I'm Belle. I know nothing of anything of Resident Evil other than Leon Kennedy.
And Nemesis.
And
Yeah.
Nemesis.
Yeah, the two guys who are in the same game. Am I right?
No.
All right. But yeah, today...
What are you pointing at me for?
No, it's a high five.
For what? What did I do?
Oh,
matter.
real quick before we get into that, fuck, hold on. I had it up and then I panicked about something else. Ryan, I don't know if you know about this, but we have a comment on the newest movie that I released.
beautiful.
Did you happen to see it?
Is that Nightmare?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet. Why? What's special about the comment?
Let me tell you. The NBA scouts have the habit of crapping all over players that don't fit some type of player comparison mold, don't rank high in their analytics. Wingspan, hair color, Instagram strengths, and weaknesses. He's 7'4", 300 pounds, has a motor, solid free throw percent compared to many NBAers right now, has a high basketball IQ, and seems to be getting stronger by the game. He is a turnkey, ready to play big man, not some YouTube high school dunk highlight prep.
It's so good.
I have no idea what any of that has to do. I have no idea what that has anything to do with anything we.
You should just reply saying thank you.
Like,
I was gonna like it and be like, I agree.
dude, hell yeah, I agree with this NBA thing. But yeah, I wanted to read that one comment because I never get comments on anything, and the one comment we got is a fucking psychopath.
Just some AI bot just dumping comments on
He only has like
YouTube
3
video.
subscribers. He's only subscribed. He
That's
barely
more
has
than
any.
we have.
No, we have 40. We have 49.
What the fuck?
I-
Where did those come from?
I don't know, but I looked at the other day and we have 49 subscribers.
We
Yeah, I
need to
think
name
you
them
got
all
more
off.
than me.
I'm not, because I can't read out loud.
But you just did.
Not well.
It was surprisingly.
Yeah,
well.
but all
It was
the
medium
no,
well.
because remember the last time I tried to read everyone's names, they're all like not like easy names to say out loud for someone who's me. Well, gonna have to bleep that.
What are you talking about? No! There's this guy that does videos, and sometimes he just goes like ding gong gong ding ding gong gong.
Okay.
I was doing that. I wasn't being racist.
Okay,
What are you
gong.
talking about?
Spit in my mouth a little bit. Okay, you weren't. You're not. Okay, we're good.
I've never heard anything more racist.
Okay. So yeah, I'll introduce the topic today. We finished the last episode after highly debated. We finished the last episode of Resident Evil 2.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't talk about Resident Evil 3.
I agree.
Now you are. Now that we're being recorded. But you got something to say, Brian?
No. Please continue.
Okay, you all heard that though. He like chirped. Okay.
I think he was also agreeing because I don't think anybody said that we were past 3 yet.
I'm really glad that. Okay, change stories. But yeah, today we're gonna be talking about Resident Evil 3, 5, and nope.
What are you
3, 4, and 5. Oh my god, I can't count. I guess Ryan, I guess we'll just start with you. Have you played Have you played 3, either the original or the remake?
I played the remake. I didn't finish it though. For no good reason either. I think I got through most of Carlos's part, when he's in the hospital and he saves Jill.
Yeah.
But I never actually sat through and beat the entire game. And I know that's basically the ending.
Yeah, that
right?
weirdo.
That's right before like that big final boss fight, and I've seen like that big like monster goop thing
Yeah,
on YouTube videos, but yeah, the Resident Evil 3 remake is like that's my only real like introduction to Resident Evil 3 at all, which I don't know, I like both of those remakes. I think we talked about that like last time, but yeah, the remakes are like really good and accessible, and like I liked how you can really optimize your route through both those games. So it's like every time I've like decided to sit down and like pick up and play them again, they like I change how I approach it every time.
What's so funny? What are you laughing about?
Me and Josh had discussed something, but not to completely derail this, I wanted to ask Ryan, how the hell have you been? We haven't seen you in like forever. Yeah, like okay.
I'm just doing my thing. I'm still here in LA, obviously. I'm here until at least like early June, so you know that's a thing.
Okay.
But I think after June, or well, yeah, after I get out of here, sounds like might be moving in with my girlfriend.
In New York?
Probably, yeah, in New York.
Hey Ryan, how do you feel about getting fired?
Okay, that being said, we're not going to fire anyone while recording.
Yeah, while recording.
While
we'll
recording,
wait until
yeah.
after.
Well, and that's why Belle's here. She's replacing you.
Yeah.
It's a very nice, smooth transition.
Congratulations. Come on.
Our talks,
I didn't agree to this.
Too bad. But yeah, I just want to see how you've been doing, because like, yeah, we haven't like really talked or anything. And yeah, you haven't had any time to like come visit, or there's also been no reason to visit. I don't know. There's no holiday. What, like
we're here.
We can come up for Easter?
No, come up for us,
Oh.
motherfucker.
I don't even.
I stay away because of Patrick.
Yep, there it is.
Bam!
Shoot a whoop.
Fire me then, I guess.
I've been trying to, but HR says I can't. But yeah, so yeah, I just want to check in, see how you're doing,
Wait a
and then
minute.
what?
I thought Ryan was HR.
That's why he says you can't.
Ryan ain't fucking HR.
Then who's HR?
Me, I'm everything.
What do you mean you're everything? You can't be everything.
I'm Oh, I did. Well, I'm executive producer. Josh is producer.
That's right.
Patrick, you're a mouth, which is easily to replace, by the way. And then Ryan is like producer as well, because he gave me the terabyte thing. And Josh is also, well, I guess we did.
You know what I gave you? I gave you a reason to not kill yourself.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, like, a bunch of people can claim that, but you don't hear them on the podcast.
We should get them on the podcast. Episode.
Just replace me with them. What are you doing?
Patrick's mom, I need you to come over real quick.
What?
Boom! Gotcha!
Wait,
I love how
how many people are on the Patreon? Getting a little sidetracked.
I'm pretty
Is it
sure
just
it's
me?
like you and Mallory.
Yeah, it's,
good.
it's you and Mallory. Which is why Josh is a producer. Mallory is not a producer, but yeah, because she only does the fellow mole. She doesn't do the producer.
I think I'm at like $15
I
a month
see,
or
but
something.
why? I don't even know why you do that. Because in the end, you're actually losing money.
No, he's not. We pay each other.
No, because Patreon takes some of it.
Yeah, but
well, so I have on my Patreon a bunch of my family members are like, and so it basically just comes out of that.
my family does not do that. They do not fist. They do
Your
not fist
family
me.
hates you.
Assholes. I
Well,
mean,
no,
wait, they're
I-
wonderful. If anyone listens to this from
I will.
like,
I will
family.
say something about this, and again, I don't want to sidetrack too much, but like it is really like, and Patrick's pointing to his jerk off wrist. It is a little like not discerning, but I just find it kind of interesting because like, you know, so many people support you and like they want to like help you along the way,
monetarily.
but not yeah, not that word you said I can't pronounce.
Can't part with $1.
Yeah, and like, you know, it's not like, it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, people like, oh, you know, because, you know, I'm a painter and everything. Like, people are like, Blake, why don't you sell your paintings? I'm like, why don't you buy them? Or like, why don't you tell people I sell them? Like, I don't know. That's a whole fucking thing. Like, I do.
Blake, why don't you sell your paintings? And you're like, why don't you smile and blow me?
Why don't you just die, old man? But yeah, that's a whole like other topic. I blew the fuck out of that mic.
What?
But yeah, Ryan, did you have anything else you want to say about Resident Evil 3?
I don't know. It looked pretty. 2 remake, and I like the dodge system, and it had cool set pieces, and yeah, I don't know. I liked it. I really don't have any complaints about Resident Evil 3 remake. Again, I don't know anything about the original other than I'm not good at playing those originals because like the tank controls hurt my brain.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. They're because like right now, me and my partner are playing through Metal Gear Solid 3, and I can't play it because I just can't fucking. I don't know how to. My hands work like chimps. I don't know how to make them do anything.
But chimps have the same hands.
No,
they
they
bite
don't. They're
fingers
better.
off.
Well, no, they don't. They open. Yeah, they're psychos.
They tear their own faces off in front of the crowd.
Yeah, that's what I would do if I was a chimp. I guess we'll go to Patrick because I feel like I might have.
Oh, we're just
No.
I'm gonna be quick.
Patrick, looking the way we're going, we're not skipping anybody. We're going one.
Okay.
What is this?
Oh
a
wait,
pentagram?
sorry. Hold on, real quick. Okay, I'm not gonna put anyone on blast, but I looked at Belle and tried to ask if you had anything to say, and they gave me like the saddest head nod no of like, please for the love of God, don't ask me to talk. So we'll talk to Patrick. We're not skipping anyone who
You want
wants
to talk about
Alright.
Nemesis in fish form?
in fish form.
Yes, what? Did you play the game or not?
Yeah, when is he a fish?
He becomes a fish.
It's like
Wait.
He mutates into a fish.
well, he's not like a
fucking
straight up fish. Yeah, he's just like a big carp. Oh
Yeah.
shit, it's
But he has
Nemesis.
like the weird like fin stuff
Yeah.
coming out of his back.
Yeah, he's like fishy.
Oh yeah.
There's
They're just like a big like
full-on
what is it,
fish.
like a gooper, like a
a grouper.
grouper.
Yeah, a gooper.
Yeah, a gooper. I was like, what is the fish? All right, Patrick, Resident Evil 3 remake and classic. Have you played the classic?
I never played the classic.
Fuck the classics.
What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck?
That wasn't me.
People are like, I've heard people say that like they like the classic one better, just because like I'm pretty sure they said they cut out like a lot of stuff
Yes, they
from
did.
the classic when they made the remake, and I also feel like I've said that before, which is odd because I thought we didn't talk about this in the last one.
We didn't, but you did mention stuff about it, and I kept saying, "Let's wait till the next episode." And you, what?
Nothing.
God damn it! 2 people looked behind me to my wall.
There's like someone of a name.
I know, don't look, it's okay.
Don't worry about it.
No, because you kept trying to bring up Resident Evil 3, and I kept telling you don't have time to talk about it.
All right, so what did I say?
I hate you.
yeah, play it back.
Okay,
Let's
anyway,
just go back.
for the remake, like all I know is about the remake, of course. I don't actually remember like too much about the story because it's been a while. Like, of course, I only played it back when it released, and then I stopped because there was like not a reason to keep on playing it.
Did you beat it?
Yeah, I beat it.
Okay.
Beat it really good. I did enjoy Nemesis, how he like kept on showing up and like mutating into different forms. Blake has exited the building.
He just left.
Is he crying?
No, he's blowing his nose right now.
Because he's crying. But yeah, I liked all the different forms of Nemesis. There was this one, I can't remember which one it was, but it like pissed me off because he kept on getting me. I think it might have been the one where he was like the fish looking one.
Yeah.
But he was like running around in circles around the freaking arena, and then he just like jumps at you.
Oh, with the clock tower.
What? I don't know anything about a clock
Like
tower.
Scissorman from
That's,
Clock
yeah,
Tower.
that's a different game entirely.
Yeah.
No,
We'll talk about
no,
that.
You're talking
it's running around
about
arena.
Clock Tower 3.
Oh,
where
my
they're,
bad.
like,
Sorry.
But yeah, he's like just it's I'm pretty sure the only fight where he runs around the arena.
I think that's it.
I think-
In fishy form.
Yeah. I did enjoy the final fight where he was just like the huge freaking goop wall.
Yeah.
And you end up freaking firing an entire railgun at him.
It's so fucking cool.
That's crazy. I'm pretty sure that was not in the original. Did
I don't
he
think so.
ever even mutate in the original? I can't remember.
I don't think he did.
But I think people like the original more because, like, in the remake, he only showed up at specific times. I think in the original, it was more like Mr. X, where he just, like, kind of stalked you through the levels just randomly. But I
think you're
don't
right.
take my word for it. I
watched a Let's Play of it, and I think Nemesis, 1, does not transform, or maybe till, like, the very end, like, not a consistent thing. But, I think
his arms just get a little bit longer.
like, that one freak we know. I don't want to say his name.
Can't say that about Ryan.
Ryan's not even like that tall. Ryan, how tall are you?
Like 5'10".
Shit.
That's pretty fucking tall.
Shit. But yeah, I think it's
Got
more
your ass.
Mr. X-ish, but yeah.
Yeah. There was the part where she gets bugged and like egged.
Yeah.
That was interesting. I don't know what else to say. There were the parts with the hunters when they showed up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I also mentioned in the last episode when the hunters were killing me a lot.
Yeah, I think
was
so.
sad.
When I was yelling at you, just shut up. I'd be like, the hunters are killing me!
I did like the Carlos thing because it like gave you like the good old weapons and stuff. Like you had the assault rifle and shit.
Yeah.
I
I have opinions about that.
can't really think of much more to say right now.
No, that's all good.
If you want to go back and listen to the last episode,
Nope, we're
that
not.
probably has more opinions from me. What are you look? Are you
Shit.
looking up the story?
No, I'm fact checking. Okay, shit, it was from Resident Evil 2.
What?
Okay. What do you have to say?
It was. I don't know. I don't have a lot of opinions on it because I mostly just watched it, but I watched it when it first came out. Resident Evil 3, the remake. I didn't know anything about the first one except for Nemesis because he's iconic. And I really like. I really like the way that they did. They kind of designed him in the newest one.
Yeah.
And I think the final boss fight's really cool with the fucking railgun.
Oh, hell
Got
yeah.
insane with that one.
I like when he goes into fishy mode. I don't know. He's just like a
Fish
kind of
mode
a
activated. He just like that doesn't animorph animation.
yeah, into like a little fish.
like a magic harp.
Yeah.
I I thought it was cool, and it's kind of, we're gonna hopefully talk about 4, but I thought the graphic jump in this game was the most impressive because the graphics in the remake look fucking awesome compared to the original. What else? Oh yeah, I was gonna say in Resident Evil 2, there's like the hunk or whatever.
Yeah.
That guy.
The hunk?
The survival mode where you've got to like get through that building. The
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
Spec Ops dudes.
the soundtrack is so good. And while I was monitoring, not to get political, while I was monitoring the last presidential election, I was just listening to that the entire time.
Like, yeah, get it.
It's called Impending Doom. All right, that's my review. Resident Evil 5 or Resident Evil 4. I mean Resident Evil 3 fishy mode.
Hell yeah,
hate
your
Alright.
favorite. So obviously I have not played the classic. I want to play the remake. I will say my biggest complaint about the remake is like the length of it. I wish it was longer. Like I really wanted the hospital scene with Carlos to be much longer. And then you do go to the police station as Carlos, and I was like, this also could be longer. Like there's just so many parts where I was like,
The PlayStation?
did I say PlayStation?
Yeah.
I meant police. Police station. But yeah, there's just so many parts where I was like, I didn't realize I was leaving that area till the cutscene started happening. I was like, oh shit, I wish I knew I was gonna be leaving soon so I could like run around, do some stuff. But I also just wish you spent more time in certain locations. But that's because I literally just got done playing 2 where you're only in the police station for like basically 80% of the game. So I was like, oh shit.
Super open too, right? Like the police station's like you can go anywhere at any time.
Exactly. Once you start opening shit, you can just go there anytime you want to until Mr. X is like, no, you can't go through this anyway. And I was like, all right, sorry, sir. I didn't mean to offend you. But, no, I fucking love the part where you're in the hospital of Carlos and find all the hunters. But, yeah, I just wish the length was better. I like Nemesis a lot. I thought he was badass. I don't remember necessarily the fishy things, but I remember him like...
I'll show you.
All right, thanks. But I do remember some stuff, and I had to like look things up because I was like, how the fuck do you deal with Nemesis right now? And I was like, oh, you're supposed to blow up the clock tower that he gets on, and then he falls on front of you, and you go...
I also suddenly remembered what Josh is talking about. There's like a very brief period of time where Nemesis like transforms into like a hybrid like fish monster thing. He's like swimming through the river, and then he like takes out the bridge, and then Jill has to like get across it, and then he's like running across. Like you have this whole like arena fight where like he's like running along these buildings.
He's a fish.
With art? What?
It's evolution.
Okay. Oh, sorry, it just happened so fast.
Yeah.
I think is that it?
That's not a fish.
I mean, it's kind of
It's a
fishy.
fish.
That has arms and legs.
Fish
Fish don't
got gills. I mean, what is the definition of a fish?
gay fish,
Are you
man.
actually looking at the definition?
Yeah. Our viewers deserve
I don't
to know.
think
do
we have
deserve
too
to
much to
know,
say about
honestly.
3, do we?
No, the fish. The
Okay,
fish
sorry.
definition.
We'll finish up the fish thing. But yeah, I just wish 3 was
The
longer, and I
definition.
wish Josh is looking at
Shit. Literally, the first 2 words are a limbless.
See, that's not Nemesis.
Cold-blooded vertebrate animal with gills and fins.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess he's a fish, man.
It's
It's Aquaman.
he's his own thing. He's Nemesis.
Aquaman.
And I like how
Fish.
Yeah,
the
fish.
the quote that they give is the sea is thick with fish.
Did anyone have any last comments about RE3 or anything?
No.
I actually thought the length was okay. I'm a big fan of like short games.
Wait, you didn't even finish it, asshole.
That's right. Yeah, you did say you didn't finish it.
It was good. It was a good length. I ended.
So you think I should finish it? But I was gonna say like I don't mind that. I actually think RE2 remake drags on a little bit, and if I could get around to finishing RE3, I think I would appreciate like a good 5 to 6 hour game. That's all.
I do personally like more shorter games.
Yeah, there are shorter games that are pretty good. Like especially like the. Why are we fucking talking about other goddamn games right now?
I
wasn't.
I
Why
just
you yelling
said-
at
I just said I
Josh? Bring
prefer
up.
shorter games.
I was
Just a
actually
comment.
gonna bring up like other like survival horror things, like the like Outlast 1. I think isn't really that long.
I felt that went on too long.
Oh, shut up.
Because there kept being scenes where I'm like, okay, fuck, I'm in the sewer, I'm safe. And then the like big fat guy's like, no, you're not, motherfucker. I'm always here. I'm like, oh, great. Now I get to hide behind a box throughout this entire game.
he goes, "Where are you?"
Oh, big.
Oh, dude, I played the Outlast Trials. It's really fucking good.
Is it?
We need to play it together.
I thought you just yelled at us for talking about other games.
I'm just bringing it
He
up.
didn't
because
necessarily yell at anyone or say it was a negative. I think he just yelled that we were talking about other games.
Oh, okay,
I
sorry.
like to yell at myself, like mostly. Just whipping myself.
Or like
The
in Ronald
albino.
the Barbarian who's whipping his ass. I guess we'll move on from Resident Evil 3. We'll move on to the highlight of the Resident Evil franchise, RE4.
Yeah.
More like
Ryan, go.
RE5.
Opinions.
Alright, opinions on RE4. I also haven't finished this one, but I have a very good reason for not finishing it. One, it does fit in that category of like, damn, this game is like super long. But also, like, I think RE4 is like super golden for me in terms of like the first half of the game. Like, I really like kind of this like slow-paced survivor horror like thing that has going like through the village and like kind of things kind of build up in intensity and you get past. There's another fish.
Oh yeah, there is another fish.
boss.
No, it's not a fish!
Yeah, it's a salamander.
It's a salamander! You're wrong! Sorry. Yeah, it's a heated debate. People are stupid. It's a fucking salamander.
There was a very quick debate.
No, not a debate of you guys. It's a debate in this world that people like that fucking fish part. It's not a goddamn fish. It literally has limbs and it's a salamander. So, sorry, Ryan. That had nothing to do with you. You just happened to be talking at the time I yelled.
Sounds good. Okay, so like on to the point where I'm like, I get about like halfway through that game, and like the Salazar guy like completely turns it off for me because I think it's just like such a goofy.
He's
stupid
fucking weird.
villain. He feels so out of place to me in that game.
He's really weird.
Wait, Ryan, are you talking about the original or the remake?
Dude, they're both weird.
No, in the original he was a lot more weird.
That's fair.
Yeah, just the original. I haven't played the remake yet.
Mr. Kennedy,
It's
Yeah.
so odd.
I'm actually 23 years old.
I love that guy.
Yeah, but like that whole castle environment, like the difficulty spikes like pretty hard there, and then I think I tried to run through it like several times over, and like I just like lost patience for it eventually, and I kind of moved on to other stuff after a while. But yeah, I'd say I got like a good like 8 to 10 hours into it before I was like stuck at the castle and then just like being destroyed by these like crazy hooded dudes, and like yeah, it was a mess. But I don't know, the videos I've seen of RE4, like I think everything else is like pretty cool after. It just feels like it went like pure action movie after that, right? Like it's not like grounded anymore. It's just like kind of over the top, ridiculous sorts of stuff.
Well, I don't agree with him, but
What?
I will say though, I do agree that once you leave the village and you start heading towards the castle, that's when shit does get amped up and stuff. Like you basically end the game fighting dudes with guns, which is always the most disappointing thing in anything that's like a zombie infection type
feels
thing.
like two completely different games when you look at it, and I don't say that in a good way either. I'm like, I kind of wanted the survival horror of like the first half the whole way through.
I get you, because that village part is just really fucking good. Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't know, like I love playing Resident Evil 4, but it's mostly like I really love playing through the village, through the castle. It's just mostly the island I don't really care for, which is the final part where you're fighting like the military dudes and like they have like the stun stuff. Like it's still a great part, but I'm just like, those first two parts are just so good.
I do like the island because it has the little lab with the regenerators, and those guys are fucking terrifying.
Fucking hate them. But they're good. They're good enemies, but I fucking hate them. I hate fighting them, but
especially the Iron Maiden.
Oh my god, Mallory cannot stop talking about how great they were as I'm getting my ass just pounded. And she's like, wow, they're so good. I'm like, I know! And I'm just like, dead.
As you're like doing the angry grandpa
I was
while
getting
they're
so
beating you
frustrated.
up.
And she's like, yeah, but at least they look cool. I was like, I know, honey! They look cool! Wow, great, I'm dead again! I had 4 bullets!
I think he was just gonna like suck.
I do. Anyways, Patrick, Ryan, do you have anything else you want to say? Have you? Wait, hold on. Wait, so which ones have you played? The original or the remake?
No, just the original. I haven't picked up the remake.
And you never beat it.
No, I didn't even beat it. Yeah, like I said, I got to the castle and I was like, fuck this, after like 50 attempts to like get through it.
Interesting. I just think it's crazy how you just don't beat video games.
There's very many video games that I have not completed. A lot of the times I get to like some point towards the near end, like the last like quarter, and then I'm like, I'm done.
Can I tell a really funny story? So I was recently I'm trying to go through my video games and beat them, and I put in Borderlands, and I played 5 minutes.
That's a long one.
Well, I put it in. And I beat it within 5 minutes. I was literally at the final stretch of that game.
Oh no, you mean Bulletstorm?
Bulletstorm. What'd I say? Borderlands?
Borderlands,
Oh, fuck
yeah.
me.
Borderlands,
I've never beat, but yeah, I played Bulletstorm, and I was like 5 feet from beating the game, and it ended. I was like, what the fuck? I was gonna sit down for like hours to play this game, and I literally just went, I gotta go over here. I got in a spaceship, and I beat the game. I was like, damn, I suck. I can't believe I've been waiting on that game for like 7 years to beat it.
Asshole.
I know.
How was it?
It was good. It was fun. I don't remember
the last 5 minutes.
I was like, wow, it's cinema. I started crying. I started doing the Shia LaBeouf clapping thing.
Did you even record it? Just like for a 5-minute video of you beating Bulletstorm?
I didn't do a Let's Play of it. But Ryan, did you have anything else you wanted to add to your?
Not right now. Maybe you guys will chime in with other things and remind me of stuff. But yeah, that's kind of my overall. Like, I like Resident Evil 4 for the first half, but yeah, second half I'm like, this is weird.
All right, Patrick, what are your opinions?
Resident Evil 4, I have played both the original and the remake. I played the remake, like, after I beat it, I got, like, the infinite ammo hand cannon and rocket launcher.
Yeah, I'm getting the hand
So I
cannon
just,
right
like,
now.
ran through it, like, a few more times, just, like, blasting through all those, skipping the cutscenes. It's really funny.
Or you're just like, fuck you, assholes! Like, all the people have killed you a whole bunch.
Yeah, I know, especially, like, the freaking, big ol' El Gigante that's, like, at the castle. That's,
Oh,
like,
yeah, it was,
throwing
like,
shit
throwing
at you.
shit at
I
you?
just kill it instantly. I do really enjoy a lot of the boss fights, because they kept, like, most of the boss fights the same between the original and the remake. Like, the El Gigante, the Salamander, all those are pretty much the same. The only one that they really changed was the Salazar fight.
Yeah.
Because with that one in the original, he, like, picked up his little,
Cockroach Man.
No, it has a name.
Cockroach. Kakaru
whatever.
coach.
He picks up his little creature and like it becomes his like hand.
Yeah.
But in the remake one, it's not even there. He just becomes the creature itself and like chases you around and like shits blood on you.
I actually like didn't super care for that because like I was expecting him to be the big wall monster that he becomes with like the claw, and this one he just became like a running around creature, and I was like that was kind of a weird thing because then also I was like, wait, so what happened to your other guy? He had two, right? Still in the remake?
I'm pretty sure I haven't played it, but I'm pretty sure it comes in the Ada Wong DLC.
Oh, okay, that's
separate
interesting.
ways. I think it comes back in there.
Okay.
But yeah, I enjoyed the boss fights. They were all pretty much the same, which I liked. I was surprised by like how much they kept the same. Like they had the same goddamn motherfucking castle room with the fountains and shit on each side.
Oh my god,
and you have to like
that room.
send Ashley up on one side and she like spins a wheel, and she has to like slowly walk all the way to the other side as you're like shooting people that are trying to pick her up.
I hate that part
my
so
God.
much
That's-
because sorry, finish. Sorry, I talked over you.
No, I'm pretty sure we're just both gonna say we just hate the shit out of it.
Yep, hate that shit out of that part. Especially when you run out of like rifle ammo, but at the same time you don't really want to use your rifle because you zoom in too much and then you can't see the guys who are running at your fucking feet as
Yeah.
Leon. But they did change that room slightly because in the original one, down below, there's a room with a door you can go through and basically kind of put yourself in the corner there. And they don't have that room in the remake. I tried to find it, and I didn't find it. I actually fucked up that part quite a lot because there's like a slight checkpoint if you jump down, and I had no health, and I jumped down, and so anytime I died, I just would respawn with no health. I fucking hated it, but I love that game. I hate it. I love it.
Yeah, we know.
Okay.
I enjoyed they kept in the minecart parts,
Yeah.
and they had the same. I don't know why I'm just saying it was a lot of the same, but I enjoyed that because it's really good seeing like stuff you're used to, but like looking really good with like better graphics.
hell
And,
yeah.
like you can actually fucking walk sideways. It's not you have to like turn and go forward and backwards.
I really like some of the new enemy designs they did because I love the blind Wolverine dudes when they in this one because in this one they're much more meatier, but then they have the dude with the fucking Minotaur head.
Yeah.
And I was like, that guy's fucking awesome. I was really loving all the enemy designs. Like they were, like you said, similar. Like I know them, but now the graphics are better and they just look more variant. But there's so many really cool looking enemies.
Something I do miss is that they took out a lot of Leon's like cheesy one-liners.
Oh yeah.
And like the part where like Salazar is like, I am dispatching my right hand to dispose of you, and he's like, your right hand comes off?
Oh yeah. Fucking dumbass.
And then they took out that one boss fight. I just remembered that you were like in the cages that are like dropping.
Oh,
and there was
yeah,
a
that's
crazy
right, that
fucking
weird
creature
fucking
chasing
thing.
you. I just remember they took that one out.
And like that did happen in the game. I looked over at Mallory. I was like, "There's supposed to be like a mini boss fight." She goes, "Who?" I was like, "There's this weird creature that chases you, and you have to drop these fucking
Yeah.
like cell blocks." And she goes, "I don't remember that." I was like, "Clearly the
It was,
makers
like-
didn't."
It wasn't like part of the mines.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So they didn't have that, but I was just remembering another thing where you go in there and then Sadler is like, it will get you. He's like saying it, and I don't remember exactly what he says, but he's like, you can't remember? Is that old age catching up with you or something like that? And Sadler's like,
He's like, "Hey, Leon, you're pretty alright." And they become buddies.
Yeah, they just do like the frickin' Predator handshake when they meet.
Nice.
I really liked what they did with Luis.
Oh yeah.
I really like that Luis was like more like I like parts. Josh is falling asleep.
He's dead. Good night.
I really like parts like you're running around with him more. I thought that was cool. And you actually have him as like a buddy.
Yeah, and people are saying like that could be like their
Testing like
yeah, like
prototype?
testing for Resident Evil 5.
Okay.
For like Sheva.
That'd be pretty cool.
So you can like
like
follow
co-op,
you around.
potentially?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
testing out the new co-op. Okay.
I'm pretty sure I said this in the last one, but I really wish they would remake Code Veronica
That'd be
before
cool.
moving on.
You have anything else you want to say?
No.
I have
Joshua-
a question for you, Patrick. How
Yeah?
would you compare the like sound design? Like, is it greatly improved in the remake?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's really good. It sounds really good. Like sometimes I just play it and fall asleep to it.
Am I being
I'm just kidding.
chainsawed? You're like, "Oh, yeah, I love it."
Yeah, exactly. Oh my
Yeah,
god,
just
freaking-
screaming. Wow, what? Oh,
I love that guy.
where they go like, and they point at you and yell. You just love it. Or when Salazar's like, you're like, oh, see me to sleep, my sweet prince.
Yeah,
It's freaky.
exactly.
When Jack Krauser's like, Leon, we're cut from the same cloth, and I miss you, baby. And you're like, oh, I love you too, Jack Krauser.
Yeah, and there's also that part where Leon steps in a bear trap and he's like, I died. Oh no. Restart?
Restart.
Would you like to restart?
No, I mainly asked that question because I started playing the Dead Space remake recently, and I noticed
so
how
good.
much they added to like the
Dude,
ambient noise and like sound and everything.
The Dead Space remake, I think, has a lot better sound design. Because that's
Well,
just
the original was like good.
Shut up.
It was
We're not
good.
talking
The
about
original was good. I'm with Josh on that.
No, I'm saying the sound design in the remake is just like perfect.
Well, that's what I mean. Is the original is good, and I was skeptical of the remake. The remake kicks so much ass. It's so good.
And I'm also happy that they removed the freaking little mini game where you have to shoot the meteors coming in.
Oh yeah, they replaced it, didn't they?
They didn't replace it.
Yeah,
They just
there
made it
was,
so you
like-
like activate it. And
Okay,
just, like,
right. Yeah.
Yeah, instead of having to shoot it yourself.
It was interesting the changes they made, but I was really happy with that game. Like, I don't think I could go back and play the original. I think the remake. is what I
Yeah,
would go back
and the
and
fact
play.
they added in like the little extra stuff where you could actually like go back to each level you were already in and like collect new stuff with like
Oh, that's
the
cool.
key cards and stuff.
Also played that almost immediately after finishing Callisto Protocol, which I was super underwhelmed
I
with.
know, it was-
And the whole time I was playing that game, I was like, man, why does this feel wrong?
happened?
Well, and then Dead Space came out, and I was like, oh, like
I know, because it's really
it's so good.
I think it's like really embarrassing that like it's from pretty much the team that made the original Dead Space.
Yeah, and they missed all the reason Dead Space was fucking good.
I know. How could they do that?
Like in every way. I mean, that should be a whole nother topic. Is like those.
I
two
haven't played it
games.
yet, so I would love to.
Which one?
Callisto. I
And
haven't
the
played
Dead Space
Callisto or the
remake, right?
remake, so I would love to do that episode after we
You
play
definitely
those.
need to play the remake for sure.
It's so
Yeah.
good, but
Yeah.
you should also play Callisto.
I really want to.
It's they like their whole thing was just like it's got body horror, it's fucking gory. We gave all of our designers PTSD by forcing them to look at gory images and all this shit. And then there's like 3 enemies, and all of them are just like, look at this lumpy human. It's like, oh,
the lumps!
yeah. It's like there's like 4 enemies, and only one of them actually utilizes body horror. And so once I got back into Dead Space, and there's so many, and I would forget about them, like the tall things where they like fall
yeah,
into.
well,
Oh, yeah, I love those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I forgot how good this could be. But that should be a subject for a whole nother one. Even though
Yeah.
I'm glad Dead Space was brought up because it's
We,
kind of
we do
Resident
need
Evil-y.
to do a Dead Space episode.
I
Hell
love
yeah.
Dead
For
Space.
sure.
Well, then I guess
Are you
I
done
should.
about RE4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
We'll move on to Josh.
I don't have a ton to say, but I guess I have an interesting perspective because I didn't actually play.
Oh
either
my
of them.
god.
I watched both of them. So everyone, when I was younger, everyone was like, "You have to play Resident Evil 4," because I never played it because I didn't grow up with Resident Evil.
Did Levi ever tell you?
He has to have.
Yeah, because that's like a religious Bible to him.
I feel like he did. I don't know. There's a bunch of people that did because they were like, "You never played it," but I never.
You stupid idiot.
I grew up playing like the weird off-brand stuff. Like I never played Silent Hill and I never played Resident Evil, but I played like The Suffering.
Oh hell yeah!
And I played, what was the other one? Okay, this wasn't really a horror game, but I was playing a shitload of Painkiller at that same time too. And so I played weird stuff, but I never played 4. I played it later when the last release for Steam came out. And I was like, I guess I'll finally play it. And I couldn't like get into it because I feel like the aesthetic was so iconic for the time, and it's a really, really iconic game and groundbreaking in how it was designed. Like, I feel like it was the pivotal point for that style of horror game.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's a lot of games, and I started, like, I first played it after Outlast and shit came out. So it's kind of like I've seen those environments with
Yeah.
better graphics and ambiance than the original. And so when the remake came out, I was really interested because I love the previous remakes they did and the graphical jump, and so I was like, oh my god, this is 4. It's literally probably the most famous Resident Evil game.
Yeah.
And as much as it did look good, and I didn't play the original, so it's a weird perspective because I'm viewing both of them at the same time. The graphical jump, because 4 already looked really good. for the time that it came out. It didn't feel as massive as like the 3 and 2 remakes.
Yeah, because those were polygon people.
Yeah,
those were like square people with no faces.
Well, and some of it I actually
Faces don't look good anymore. Like it's just they just don't look good.
Well, but the graphics were insane too, and I felt like in the remake of 4 there were some parts where I was like, ew, like the salamander boss fight. I actually think it looked better in the original.
They add a lot more detail to like the creatures, where in the original one it was more just big salamander.
Well, in the original moves, like I forget exactly what it was about that boss fight, but the movement or something about the original boss fight just looked more interesting to me. But I always go and view all the boss fights and things, and I like to compare them. Because I'm definitely more into the modern Resident Evil games. But the salamander boss fight, I actually think the original did better.
Oh, that sucks to be you, nerd.
I also think the original, the little guy, the
Salazar.
little killed.
Oh, yeah.
I think he was way creepier in the original. Like he was way more uncomfortable to me.
Yeah, because in the original, he pretty much looked like a. He was like the guy that had the Andy Milonakis disease. But in this one, he's just like a little
cheese
old
in my
man.
gold locket.
Yeah, I don't know, and like in the first one, doesn't he get a knife thrown at him?
Yeah, he
like
raises his hand.
And it's just it felt more unique. I felt like for that one, the last boss, I think in the remake was way better. I think if I'm remembering him correctly, he was like a lot. But you liked the last boss in the original more, right?
What?
Is that what
I
you were
never
saying?
said anything about that.
Okay, maybe it was a different one. I don't know.
different white
I
guy.
haven't played either. Different white. I haven't played either of them, but I don't know. The remake definitely. It didn't seem as like mind shattering to me as 3.
Well, and that's like on a like a weird side note. That's like one of the reasons why I didn't feel like 4 necessarily needed to be
It's already so good.
remade. Yeah, well, because 1 was already so good, the graphics still hold up, but then they also did HD remakes of Resident Evil 4 before. So I'm like, oh, we're making Resident Evil 4. I wasn't super as like excited. Do I love the game? Yes. Does it still look cool? Like the whole thing about it's great and fantastic. But I was like, I really like Patrick says, you want them to remake Code Veronica. I would love them to do Veronica or even redo the first one in the new style of games that 2 and 3 are in. Because like the first one, you know, it's still the tank controls, you walk into like fixed cameras, all that stuff. I would love to play Resident Evil 1 where the cameras are with the character, not in a fucking corner of a room. Like, I don't know. But 4, the remake is still fantastic and everything like that. I just kind of wish they picked a different game.
It makes me a little more worried for 5.
Are they doing 5? Is that like announced or something?
I'm pretty sure.
They would be brave to do 5. And I think people now look back on 5 with a lot of nostalgia.
Yeah.
But I remember when that shit came out, everyone was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I got beat up.
Everyone, yeah. Oh, I thought you said I got beat up.
Josh's like, Brian's like, I like Resident Evil 5. Like, damn, you little asshole, come here.
Well,
Stupid little moron.
everyone used I mean, it did have some controversy, obviously. But I thought
Well, Paul.
What are you talking about?
I thought that the
what?
co-op aspect, even though it was definitely going more towards, away from the horror genre and towards the action genre, that's what made most people mad. But just the fun aspect of that game with 2 people,
Yeah,
was
that
so
made it
good.
completely worth it.
But I'll talk more about that next. We should move on to you. That's all I got for 4.
Oh, that's it? Okay.
Yeah.
So I've obviously played the original and the remake. I think they're both fantastic. Like I said, though, I felt like 4 didn't necessarily need to get remade. I think it's great that they did because the graphics look really cool and the stuff that they added is really cool. I do really like the remake, but at the same time, I was like, I didn't feel the need for it. But the thing that Patrick's pointing out about like they kept a lot of stuff the same, but then changed kind of like, I don't know, they changed like random stuff. Like there's the part where, when you go through like the valley and like El Gigante chases you and you have to drop the rocks.
Oh, yeah.
They took that part out. So I went through there, I was like, okay, the El Gigante's gonna get me. And then like a bunch of dudes came out, I was like, oh fuck, where's the big guy?
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. They're keeping me on my toes. Like I don't know exactly what's going to happen.
And they just took out the part where you run away from the giant rock.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, Jesus! I wish they kept that in. But, no, that game was fucking terrifying, because me and my partner played through it together, like, so I was helming in, she was sitting there watching me play it. But we absolutely loved so much of that stuff that they did add. Like, even the part where you can customize, like, the gems you put in all the stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was interesting. I was like, that's a kind of a cool mechanic. And then I loved how they changed the, like, merchant stuff. It's not always blue medallions. It's like, oh, go kill this random fucking weird wolf, or go kill this weird... I love the worm knight dudes, the knights with the parasites in them. I thought those guys were terrifying. I thought they were really cool.
And there was the one merchant thing where you had to go back down and just
kill the
giant one.
Yeah. And then there was all the fish hunting. I thought was really cool. But no, I really liked the remake a lot. I have not killed all those little clockwork assholes because I hate those little clockwork statues. I hate that kind of shit. But I really liked what they did of Luis too, because I thought adding him was fantastic, and I love he had like a little bit more extra lore and story. Like, he doesn't just show up and get killed at the castle, which was I thought was kind of weird, because I was like, oh, he's supposed to die, and then he didn't. I was like, what the fuck? And then he lived. I was like, oh, hell yeah! And then he died again. I was like, oh, damn, he's actually dead. And then I killed every boss with a rocket launcher. I was like, I don't want to deal with this, and I just bought one, or I found one. I was like, I'll just keep this till I fight Krauser.
Dick.
I know I'm a dick. I was like, hey, Krauser, bam! Just shoot his legs off.
You didn't freaking knife fight Krauser to death?
No. I blew him with a rocket launcher.
You blew him?
Blew him. I was like, Leon, you've done this before. But there was a lot of enemy types that they added that I thought were really fantastic. I love the brutes, the big dudes with like the cow heads and the big hammers. I love that they got rid of the Gatling gun guys and they gave me Pigman with a gun arm. I was like, I love Pigman.
Pigman.
But yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was really fucking great. But like the original one, I played through that game so many fucking times. And I still like love it to this day and everything. But I have it on PlayStation 2, so like that's like the raw version of it. I don't have that HD shit.
I think the GameCube would be the more.
I got the raw shit. I
remember with the GameCube, they had like a special edition that came with the freaking chainsaw controller.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't have that. I love that you can like parry the chainsaw guys in the remake. And that's why I like the remake so much. They added little shit like that where it's like you can parry. I hate that your knife dies. That pisses me off. Like, I don't know. I feel like your knife shouldn't die that fast. But I love you can parry chainsaws, you can parry Krauser, you can parry, like, any bladed thing. I thought the Salvador fight, I feel like they cut out a cutscene that I really irritated, because I love the part where you see him come out and you see his spinal cord go, and he, like, extends.
Oh, that's the village chief.
Yeah, what's his name? Mendez.
Yeah,
Salvador Mendez.
No, I thought Salvador was the little guy.
No, that's Salazar.
Wait,
yeah, I think that's correct.
Wait, yeah, it says Salazar. Wait, did they really have two names that were super similar?
It's Salvador, Salazar, and Sadler.
Well, I know Sadler and Salazar.
Yeah, but it's Salvador Mendez, isn't it?
That sounds familiar.
Blake's getting his phone out. Hold on. Give me 1 second. But yeah, I really enjoyed the remake. I love the salamander fight in both of them. I thought they added a lot, like even the wolves, they added a bunch of all over their faces, and their heads were big, and they look crazy.
Oh yeah, like, those crazy ass freaking, like, they get big old chompers.
Yeah, and I was like, why aren't they just like normal wolves?
Sound like Boomhauer.
That's what they did. They were like,
yeah, and then there was the one merchant thing that's like, oh, kill this one. It's a freaking giant crazy one. They go out and kill it.
Resident.
There's a lot of killing in that game.
Yeah, I was like, why can't we all just talk this out? I love the different head parasites. Like, there's the one that's the big, like, caterpillar that sticks to the ceiling.
Oh, yeah.
That one, it's like a centipede. I don't know why I say caterpillar. Salvador.
Super Salvador.
Dr. Salvador?
Oh, yeah, that's the chainsaw guy. That's Salvador, man? Yeah. That's why I was...
Torres Mendez? What?
Yeah.
What?
It's okay, Blake. Nobody is yelling at you right now. It's okay.
What?
Dr. Salvador.
No, who the fuck is Lyle Mendez? I don't give a shit. Hold on. No, I swear his name was Vitor. When did his name become that? What?
Since the beginning of time.
Oh! Damn it!
When his mommy...
I'm wrong!
His mommy and daddy had a baby and named it...
Salazar was like, don't name your son close to my name.
And they're like...
Beators? But yeah, I don't know. I also like the part where you have to like walk away from I almost said Salvador, from Mendez when he's like walking after you.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is this part? I died a lot there. The death scenes are also really cool. I love Resident Evil 4. It's probably one of my favorite games. And I think it's kind of interesting that a lot of people pointed out that, because some people talk about how Resident Evil 7 is like the death of Resident Evil. Because like, oh, they changed it. It's first person. It's this.
No,
it's
Resident
that.
Evil 6 was the death of Resident Evil.
Let me finish. Because they're like, Resident Evil 7 is like they're changing the times too much and they're killing it because they changed it to first person. The enemy types aren't zombies. This, and this. And everyone's like, do you all remember how Resident Evil 4 changed the camera and the enemy types, and everyone still jerks off Resident Evil 4?
7 is very different.
Yeah.
But 7 to me, we'll talk about it later, but is a massively welcome change.
I really like 7.
7's a fucking masterpiece, but very different.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say about 4. But I love playing Mercenaries as Krauser, and he gets his big arms. He's just...
I do want to say, I wish they would bring in Hunk into the story, because like, he was in 2 as like the special secret mission, and then the only other time, I'm pretty sure, is in the Mercenaries mode in Resident Evil 4 you can play as him.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's weird that Resident Evil has X amount of characters, and yet you see the same handful of characters in every single game.
Yeah, like, Chris has been in I'm pretty sure he's been in the most of them.
Yes, because he's in 8 and 7. And you play as him a lot in 8. Like, there's like a whole chapter with him. We're in 7.
And then there's also an entire DLC in 7.
I was just going to say, the DLC in 7. But yeah, everyone, wants Leon to come back. And I was like, what about, like, Jill? And like, oh, wait, but she was, like, the side villain in 5.
Until she wasn't.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, it would be nice to have, like, another, like, female protagonist.
Well, I don't know about that. I was going to say Barry. We haven't seen Barry in a while.
Resident Evil Revelations 2.
I know, but who played that, right?
People.
Something I forgot to add to my Resident Evil 4.
Can you come forward a little bit so I don't have to edit?
So in Resident Evil 4, the voice acting.
Yeah.
The voice acting, so everyone was like ripping on Ada Wong, the voice actress. I don't know if it was her ability. I don't think it was. I think it was probably more her direction, because if you're doing the voice, if you are the person who's in charge of capturing the voice acting for the game, you should be able to properly direct the person to get the performance that you want. And so everyone was really ripping into her and also everyone was like, she's not turning me on. And the way that they were describing, like, oh, she's supposed to be like seducing me. I was like, she's a special agent.
I was seduced. I thought she was still hot.
Well, the dialogue from her isn't great, the performance. But who's almost worse, who made me even more mad, isn't there a little Wesker cameo?
At the very end.
At the very end, and it fucking pissed me off, because he's just like, I'm Wesker, I've got just a normal American accent now.
Oh,
like,
but
you're literally nothing.
Is that in the remake?
Yes.
Yeah, it's at the very end.
It's such a lame cameo. I don't know what they were thinking. He just sounds generic now.
Yeah, it would have been cool if they brought back the same voice actor from 5.
Or just like almost any English person. It just doesn't work the same. It's such a big part of his character. Yeah. And he just seems so generic. It's literally just white guy, blonde with like glasses.
Calling this guy out.
It just didn't. I don't know.
Blonde.
To me, it didn't work. It like pissed me off for some reason. But I think that's because I'm such a 5 fanboy.
Yeah, 5. It was like,
and that's a perfect segue to talk about 5.
Yeah.
Ryan, what's your opinions about 5?
Resident Evil 5, that came out at like the perfect time for me to have an Xbox in my teenage years and basically play that like back to back. Patrick, I think I remember playing that the most with you.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Chris, I think we kind of like all alternated or rotated around.
Yeah,
like,
playing with you and Chris.
I like absolutely never played that game like solo. I always played through it like in some sort of co-op capacity, and I think that's what like made it so fun and like such a shining example in like not just Resident Evil, but like a lot of like action shooter games in general. Like kind of it like there was definitely like the Gears of War that was out at the time, but like if I want to play a co-op shooter, I would usually prefer to play Resident Evil 5 because it had all that like survival horror elements to it and like varied enemies and and like kind of the weapon upgrading aspect to it, and like looking for gems and all that stuff.
Yeah, they're looking for gems. I remember playing that one cave mission where there were like so many gems, just picking them up like over and over again.
I remember us like weren't there like achievements and stuff to like get through to like collect like literally every gem, and like we kept trying to get like achievements to like get those. So yeah, I think that's like partly due to like why we played that so much, was like trying to just achievement hunt that whole game through. And honestly, I like all those positive things there. Like I think the co-op like brings it up to like a pretty high tier. I think the negative points I have about it is like I felt like the environments were pretty like bland or generic. It was always like, you know, I mean it was set in Africa, but it's like desert environment. It's just like kind of like, you know, brown and bland and just, you know, not much variety there. And then like they kind of changed it up a little bit in the latter like parts with like the swamp lands, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like I always kind of felt like the environments, like I don't know if this is a fair comparison either. It went to like Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes. Like I feel like the environments in that are like a lot more well thought out versus like Resident Evil 5 feels like they were just kind of like, okay, let's just like slap down a bunch of like pathways for the players to follow through. Here's a couple like set pieces, and like here you go. There's like it's still like, you know, boring drab buildings.
Yeah, I kind of felt like the progression for 5 actually felt a lot like 4, because you start out in the village, and then in 4 you go to the castle, whereas in 5 you go to like the swampland and like the tribal place, and then in 4 you go to the island with a lab, and in 5 you also go to a place with a lab.
It was very reminiscent of the Resident Evil 4 like blueprint of like what levels you go through in a Resident Evil game. Mm-hmm. So like I thought that was kind of weird the first time I played it. Like, well, actually no, it was kind of weird because I didn't play 5. No, I didn't play 4 till after I played 5. But like I just thought that was interesting that they're pretty darn similar. But that's just my opinion.
Oh yeah, that's pretty much all I have on 5. Is just like super like really good co-op game for the most part. Like I'd love to like sit down and like play that co-op again for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Sheva.
Sheva! Chris! I love how like we could stand next to each other and just like call each other over.
I
like,
love
Sheva,
how like
Sheva!
they have like only like 4 recordings, so it's like Chris. It's like Jason and Sean in Heavy Rain.
Oh yeah, Sean, Jason.
Is there anything else you wanted to add, Ryan?
No, I'm good there on 5.
All right, so I guess it's my turn now.
Bland.
So I'm pretty sure, like, of course, my experience is pretty much the same as Ryan because we mostly played together. Yeah, I know, a true love story built in heaven. But yeah, like, I just loved like going through and like replaying some missions on professional to get more points, so we could like unlock the unlimited ammo stuff and all the upgrades, and we could unlock the special weapons too. I loved that in Resident Evil 5. Like you could upgrade the first pistol to unlock like you unlocked like the hand cannon from upgrading the first pistol all the way, right?
Did we do like an unlimited ammo like rocket launcher run at one point?
Yeah.
I feel like I remember doing that. It was just so stupid because you just like run through, blast everything, and like everything dies in one hit.
Yeah, and then there was the Hydra, which is the triple barrel shotgun.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
God, I just loved going through all of that. And then there were the giant crocodiles in the tribal place. Like it's definitely a lot more action oriented than Resident Evil 4. But it was really fun. They had like really fun boss fights. Like there was the big bat creature.
Yeah.
And then in the lab place there was like the spider that got on the elevator and you shot that a whole bunch.
You don't remember the bat? It's like in the truck.
Yeah,
maybe.
And the same one. I'm pretty sure the same boss showed up, but in like on the stairs in the tribal place. Yeah.
Popo Camiro?
What?
I'm reading the name of the big
Popo?
bat. Whoa, I don't remember this bat guy.
You don't remember
he's
the bad
cool.
guy?
Oh, what the fuck?
How much did you play Resident Evil 5?
A lot.
I don't believe you. Anybody would remember the bat guy. I also remember Albert Wesker.
Oh.
He was really good until he got the big arm.
Yeah, it's very odd.
That's so stupid because he was literally like a superhero, like dodging bullets, flying at you. Like I loved when you would like purposely mess up the quick time events, where he would like jump over you and like twist Chris's head around, or he would like punch through your chest.
I got pretty maimed like the first couple of times me and my brother played that because that was back in the day and we were playing on Wi-Fi.
Oh,
and so there was a lag, and so I remember not being able to hit the buttons quick enough and just getting massacred.
Oh my god! One of the best parts in the game did happen to be when he made himself stupid and got the big arm.
Yeah.
When Chris starts punching the shit out of the boulder. That's one of the most iconic parts in Resident Evil history. And Chris is known for punching boulders now whenever he shows up.
The boulder punching moron.
Whoa!
No, don't you remember they call him that in 8?
Yeah, I think it was.
Oh,
8.
yeah, that's right, yeah. Do I have anything else to bring up? It was definitely really fun in co-op. Like, there was the one room when you were in the tribal area where there was, like, the mirrors and you had to turn, like, the sun laser.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, you could totally just, like, turn it when your co-op partner is running somewhere and just kill them. She just burns to death.
Shep was like, no!
Yeah, I was like, ah!
Because they always caught on fire. It's fucked up.
And then Irving turned into a giant fish.
I liked Irving.
I hated Irving.
So was the fish.
It's not fish.
He's a fish. He was a fish.
I know, but there was no fish with a fart.
Something
I did
fishy about
enjoy
that
the
guy.
Ouroboros bosses, like the first one that was in the little
Oh,
thing where you had to,
yeah.
like, lure it into the incinerator room.
And then, what's her name?
Those were
Becomes a
super
giant
hard the first time you played
forget
through
what her name
those. Like,
was.
I remember
Victoria?
struggling at that.
Yeah, I know. There was always the times where you would like press the button to close the doors, but it would like the creature would leave before it closed. Yeah.
I fucking
and
hate
you'd be
that
like
shit.
screaming and running away because you have to wait for it to go through its cycle and open back up.
That kind of mechanic in a game always drives me insane because it's like it's right as the door starts closing, they go, yeet, they come through. I'm like, you son of a bitch! I'm like, get back in there!
Yeah, I think I don't want to talk about Albert Wesker at the end. That's kind of like a sore spot for me.
Ooh, I will.
You go ahead, Josh. Talk about your experience.
it's your turn.
So it all goes way back to when I started playing it. So I played through that game with my brother. I think I illegally downloaded it. No illegal things here.
The cops
are calling
me?
Why are they calling you?
Hey, Blake, we
Come in and shoot Blake.
Oh! You're friends with that guy, right?
Get down.
This could be you. But anyway, so
Next time I won't miss.
I'm playing the game, and I don't know. I just remember I especially remember the whole vibe at the beginning is pretty cool, where you're like going through the like town, and there's like freaking goats and shit, and then it's got the executioner.
Did you say the executioner?
Yeah, the executioner. The executioner.
Why did you call them the eggs?
No, I said the executioner.
No, but you said eggs. Why did you say?
You mean after?
Oh yeah, why'd you say that after?
Because he made the joke.
Oh,
Anyway.
God damn it. Okay, my bad. Sorry. I just thought it'd be funny if you called him the executioner.
Shit, where was I?
You're talking about the executioner.
Yeah.
I don't remember a lot about that game.
What?
I remember
Wait, real
I
quick.
remember very specific like bosses, but I don't remember a lot of the actual like gameplay.
Do you remember when you're fighting the executioner? There's the guy with the microphone
Yeah.
also attacking
yeah.
you. The first time I played, I was like, "Oh shit, is that the guy?" He's like, "Ah!" Just trying to hit you with the megaphone. Shit cracked me up.
I thought that was a really cool boss fight. The whole beginning of that game where you're kind of on the run is fun.
Yeah.
I really remember. Yeah, I remember Irving. Because he's like, I'm a fish now, and he like goes into the water, and I'm like, what the fuck's your plan for if you killed me?
Well, you just take over the water.
I am the water now.
Yeah, you just become the water man.
It just didn't make any sense. It's one of the things that's always killed me with Resident Evil games. Like,
How big people get?
No, when they're just like, I'm becoming the next form of human evolution, they just like,
This is what
like
Pete
into,
Man
like, a
should look like.
meat blob, and it doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, sometimes it works out.
When
Like Krauser was like, I'm the next step of evolution, and he gets like really big spike arms.
That's
Like, they
true.
can go away. He always.
okay, well, not Irving. Like,
What are you talking about? Irving can just suck it all back in.
no, he can't. Wait a minute.
He was the tongue of the creature.
Could they
What?
though?
No.
No.
Well, because in 7 or in like 8 and shit, they kind of can, right?
Yeah, that's right. Because Moreau, specifically in 8, was big fish, but then he also went back to being
Well,
little
that's because
man.
it's not the same thing as the mold.
That's true. Yeah, the mold. Anyway, back to 5 real quick.
Back to 5.
So let's go ahead and talk about Wesker. Because fucking the representation of him in that game broke me.
Complete global saturation.
Complete global saturation. And he goes, and then he throws the glasses at you. But because I remember when you first encounter him in Code Veronica, I think. And I was like, this guy's pretty cool and mysterious. And then in fucking Resident Evil 5, he was so cool at the end. And that entire boss fight is so long and it's drawn out. And there's all these big set pieces. Once you start actually kicking his ass and giving the antidote and shit, and you're in the ship, they're so fucking cool. It kind of loses its steam after the ship crashes in the volcano and he gets the Ouroboros.
He's in the lava going, ah!
It just looked cool, and he felt more cool in the ship.
Yeah,
and,
I get
dangerous. But then when he's like, I got a big old arm now, and then you shoot a rocket at him or something in the volcano, and that kills him. I don't know the ending of that game. I don't know. I think it's so nostalgic for me. But I remember when I first played it, it was embarrassing to tell people that I enjoyed that game. Because they would be like, Resident Evil 5? That game fucking sucks. It's all action. It's not even horror. Have you played Resident Evil 4? I was like, no, I have only played 5.
You're like, you're a loser. We hate you.
Yeah, and then they kicked my ass.
Yeah.
And then they beat up Ryan, too.
Yeah.
It was your freaking own family. Your mom and dad were beating you.
Yeah.
Dad's like, nobody's playing Resident Evil 5 in my house. Did you download that game illegally?
I did. I probably shouldn't say this, but I was a fucking fiend back in the day. But not anymore.
Bitch.
Everything. It was horrible. But not anymore, FBI. Anyway.
Nice disclaimer.
Yeah. Yeah. In Minecraft.
Are you done?
No.
About fucking time. I'm kidding.
All right, go ahead.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Go ahead. The room is yours now.
Go ahead.
I liked
The
Resident Evil
microphone is
5. It's been a long time since I've played it, but that's actually the first Resident Evil game that I actually played all the way through because when my brother played it, and I'm pretty sure he rented it on GameFly.
Holy shit.
I think
I forgot about that.
I can't remember.
still
I'm
around.
pretty sure it was on GameFly because I don't think he bought it. But yeah, we played through that, and it was really fun. I really like the co-op of it. But yeah, the levels weren't crazy. And then when I went back, because I played Resident Evil 5 first, and then when I finally played Resident Evil 4, I was like, oh, these locations are pretty similar in 5. But I remember playing it, and I was like, oh man, we're in a volcano now, and Chris just punched that boulder. I was like, is Chris infected? Is Chris
Yeah.
But I really like the Ouroboros. The more I look back on it, I was like, that was a kind of cool goo monster. I know you could just be like, oh, it's just goo. It's not very cool.
Resident Evil 4, we had dogs.
It was like a big insect.
It was a bunch of worms.
I thought you were going to say incest. I don't know why. It was a bunch of balls just... Anyways, that's weird.
Wait, let me interject with one last thing. I forgot what it was.
Okay,
I'll remember
thank
it, and then I'll interject into when you're talking.
Are you serious? But yeah, I liked I also did the unlimited ammo thing, but I got it for the AK, which had no aiming. So I would just stand there as Sheva going, just shooting as fast as possible. My brother's like, if you got a better gun, you can actually hit stuff. And I was like, Taylor, shut up. And then my brother would beat my ass. No, I remember having a lot of fun with it. I actually liked Irving because I don't know. I thought he was like,
I used to be so weak. And he goes, not anymore.
Fish. And he goes, blah, and he jumps in the water. And then, but yeah, I do love in Resident Evil games how they do one injection and it's never coherent about how big do you get? Because Irving was giant.
Yeah,
and then
really big.
Krauser's like, my arms get big.
Yeah.
And Wesker's like, my arm got big. But Irving was a giant fucking monster. But then I did mention it to Josh about the woman fight that you have on the boat.
Whoa.
What?
I don't know,
Fighting women?
No, I don't know. It's just
The woman
terminology
fight,
of
the
woman fight is funny.
female antagonist.
I can't remember what her name is.
I want to say it's Victoria. Is it Victoria?
Yeah, I gotta look it up.
Okay, but I like that
It's
fight.
something Excella.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, he's right. Yeah.
But yeah, I just feel like nobody had brought that up. I remember that fight being pretty cool because Wesker injects her,
I
and then
felt
she's
bad about that.
yeah,
one,
and then she's like, "Wait a minute, I thought we were," and then she's like, and
He's like,
fight-
no, my love is for complete global saturation.
But yeah, I remember that being pretty cool because yeah, it's when the bad guy turns against his own bad people is always kind of interesting. But then I'm pretty sure it's like the last Ouroboros you fight because that's like the big boss fight with it, right?
Yeah, when it becomes all big on the boat.
Yeah. But yeah, I like that fight. I don't know what I said wrong by saying the woman fight, the female fight, the female.
Oh no, I just thought that
No, I was just
it was
making
funny.
fun.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
okay.
it was like, oh yeah, it was Wesker and Irving and then the woman.
I don't remember her name. I remember
I couldn't
I
either.
remember Irving because I liked that kind of character, like of the
like Benny from the Mummy.
Yes, I love Benny. The little shitbird who's like,
Nobody respects me. I have no power.
I don't know, I just always, and then when they finally get it, they're like,
I'm fucked.
but Irving loved it. Irving was like, I'm not fucked. I'm God.
Well, until we killed him.
Yeah, but I also kind of like, I don't know. There's some things I liked about Irving, but I think it's kind of funny. Nobody brought up the part when you're killing all the guys on the dirt bikes and you kill like 7 million dirt bike people.
Oh,
Are they
yeah.
on dirt bikes or are they straight up on choppers? Because I
Like-
thought
like
I remembered
hogs?
them
I
being
thought-
on choppers.
I thought they were on
No,
dirt
I'm
bikes.
pretty sure it was dirt bikes.
I
They
thought
would
it was
keep
like
on throwing,
100
like,
dudes.
a million Molotov
Yeah.
cocktails. At
Everybody had 7 Molotov cocktails, and there was like 70 dirt bikes, and they're chasing you. And Chris was like, "Jesus Christ!" They hated it.
I remember there was like the part where they were in the military area and everybody had guns, but there were also like the cockroaches that turn invisible.
Oh
You
yeah,
remember those?
yeah. I don't know. I really get mad when you play a game in the final section you're playing, the bad guys get guns. Like I understand, like they're a little bit smart. Like like Leon at the military base. Some guys have guns or whatever. But in Resident Evil 5, they
Yeah.
also did the thing where they had 2 dudes with giant Gatling guns, and I was like, all right. It's just like I don't know. I like. Not that part, because to me that's when it starts getting a little too shooty actiony, and I like the horror aspects a lot more. But
Shooty pew pew.
I liked 5. It's been a while since I've played it, but yeah, we should definitely play that for the channel and do a let's play of it.
Yeah, it would be fun.
I think Josh put his hands up, so therefore I think he wants to be one of the guys who does it.
I would. I haven't played it in so long. But I was gonna say too, I think if they do remake 5, as much as I want to see that, the graphic jump between the original and the remake is probably going to be like really unimpressive.
Yeah, because like I think really the only thing they could do for 5 is like I know a lot of people don't like the filter of like how 5 looks, and
love
people
it.
have actually done mods to make it look cleaner.
Yeah.
But I don't think 5 should get remade. In all honesty,
It's hard to say. I'd love to play it, but
well, that's how I feel about 4, and I bet the remake would be great. I bet it would be fantastic. But I'm just like, can we do other Resident Evil games, or can we like make Resident
like
Evil
Umbrella
8?
Corp.
No, I meant Resident Evil 9.
Oh, what about Operation Raccoon City?
No,
The best Resident Evil.
Hell yeah.
God, fucking. Have you guys?
Oh wait, no, you could play as Hunk in that one. That's another one with Hunk in it.
Wait, can
Hell
you actually
yeah.
play as Hunk in that?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's right, you can. And then you can play as like Bertha. Isn't there a character named Bertha?
Maybe, I don't know.
Alright. Because yeah, I did play that. And there's the part at the end where it's like, you gotta choose to either be a good guy or a bad guy, and you have to fight the other team. And it becomes like a third-person
remember
shooter. Yeah.
It was always a third-person shooter, you idiot. Stop looking
I'm
at me.
calling HR.
I remember,
You're HR.
this is completely unrelated, but there was
Oh, here we go.
in the Splinter Cell Conviction co-op. At the end of the co-op, you have to fight the co-op partner.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You have to do that in a Way Out, the prison game where you're 2 prisoners.
Oh, yeah.
At the end, you have to fight each other to the death.
Did you win?
I didn't play it. I wanted to play with you, and you've been an asshole about it.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't think you've ever.
Yes, I have.
I'm not an asshole.
Yes, I
I'm
have.
not an asshole.
I brought it up. When's the next time we're going to film Alan Wake?
I'm not an asshole. I don't know. The next time we film it, if it fucking does the weird ass shit with the cutscenes, I'm actually gonna fart on my own head.
I farted on Patrick a lot today.
I don't like you. Like half of my body is melted. I think you give me like a stroke or something.
Probably did, but okay, so there was one part with Patrick. So I went over and I farted on him, and he like, I'm gonna act it out for Josh. but he stood up like yo, he did this diving.
Yeah, like
with his arms above his head, and he went yo. He got up. I don't know if
hop away.
I don't know if we can see it, but when he did it, I cracked up because I thought he jumped up with his arms up. I thought he was about to do the gritty. I was like, the fuck?
He gritties out of here.
I thought he was like, ow! And start doing it. But goddamn, I was laughing so fucking hard. Then Patrick threw up in his mouth. He fucking vomited in his mouth a little bit, but then I don't have nothing to do with my fart. He just puked it. Oh, my intestines! Oh, yeah, he just
You're driving me to the edge, dude. I'm gonna die here. This is gonna be my resting place.
Well, because the thing is that's not the first time Patrick's almost puked at my place, because there's been other times where he's been laughing so hard, he'll just go, and then there's also been times where he's burping a lot, and then laughing, and then he's vomiting in his own mouth. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
I think there's something wrong with me.
It's just, oh God, Jesus Christ, dude. It's so fucking funny. and then I don't know, I just get so gassy around you. I just fart on you.
But
This is the worst. Why were you jumping in here and farting on me?
I'm talking about farts.
You usually just sit still, but you were just aiming at me, jumping on me,
If you weren't
doing a handstand and farting in my face.
If you weren't acting up so much, I wouldn't do it.
Shut up.
My mouth hurts.
I wouldn't have had to do it.
But yeah, anyone have any final comments on the Resident Evil 3, 4, and 5?
Wait, were you done with 5?
I've been done with it since forever. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say. I remember.
When I say we're done.
Yeah, I remember liking it and everything, and I just really like co-op. I wish more games had co-op. Like I already said, in the previous stuff, I wish Resident Evil 2 was co-op. I wish Resident Evil 3 was co-op. I think it would be better if Jill and Carlos were teamed up the entire time. And then Resident Evil 4 makes sense that you're alone, but at the same time, I feel I don't know, you can make some bullshit up why to have a partner, but at the same time, I think 4 is a little better that you don't. But then when you have Luis, it's God damn it, I kind of wish this was a 2-person. But Resident Evil 5 is so much fun because you do have a co-op partner, and I know some people could say well, it's not scary if you're playing with another person. I don't think that's true. Resident Evil 5 1 is also just not very scary. But I think you can make a horror game and have 2 people doing survival horror. But because also that adds to the whole survival part, because you have to share ammo between 2 people. Oh, so are both of us gonna use our handguns, or is one of us gonna be doing this kind of thing? Because Resident Evil Revelations is co-op. Yeah, and the
6.
We're not talking about 6.
We're not talking about 6.
The 6 is
Also, I'm not looking forward to talking about 6.
Why?
That game's a fucking monstrosity.
Yeah, because there's 4
play it?
campaigns.
Yes, I played it. I own it.
Did you finish it?
Yes, every goddamn chapter, every campaign.
Didn't we play it
really
together?
good.
We did.
On Xbox Live.
We did because I played Leon, you played Helena, you played Chris, I played Pierce,
yeah.
Then you played Baby Wesker, and I played Sherry Birkin, and there was the part where I was covered in blood because I had to fist fight a bunch of dudes with a fucking stick while you were supposed to use the turrets on the cameras, and you didn't help me,
Yeah.
coward. And then we didn't play the Ada one because you hate me.
No, that was before she had a co-op partner.
That's true. You're just I'm gonna play this by myself. But yeah, we did play 6 together. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just wish they would make more games co-op, because I don't know. Resident Evil 5 really showed that you can have fun time with it, and it's a damn shame Resident Evil 6 sucked. I don't want to play
Well,
it.
I'm gonna bring it up again. Outlast Trials is co-op, up to 4 people.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
That's how many people are at not this table, because there's a 5th member right
go
now.
fuck yourself, Ryan. Well, there's 4 people.
Yeah, I was
Oh, yeah,
gonna say there are
I'm
4 people
including
at
the
this
laptop
table.
as a person, because there's a person
The
inside
laptop's
here.
not a fucking person. It's a machine.
Don't say that. Have you seen Demon Seed? It's gonna try to have a baby with you now.
I have seen Video Girl.
I'll just remote myself in as an AI robot now.
Yeah,
Son
it's
of
so
a bitch.
sophisticated.
But yeah, I would love to play Trials, Outlast, and
And then I also want to play Sea of Thieves as a group. That'll be fun.
I would be down for that.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
Sea of Thieves. I've never had more PTSD than fucking Sea of Thieves.
Really?
Yeah. Like,
When's the last time you played it?
oh, I can't. I think I played it with my
5 days
brothers.
ago.
But I'm such a, like, I used to solo in that game. And before they added the enhanced ship damage where you can shoot down sails and stuff, it was actually playable solo. And the sloop was like indestructible. But I used to go to the forts specifically to do PvP because people would always come and mess with you if you're in a sloop.
yeah.
And so I would just go to the fort and I wouldn't even do it. I'd just sit there and wait for a galleon to come and then I'd kill the galleon.
Jesus.
But like, I remember the worst I ever was at that game was I was playing with one of my coworkers and we were doing the what's the Devil's Roar or whatever, the like fire area. And we noticed one of the forts were going, so we're like, oh, let's do this fort. So I did the fort, but right when we finished it, the fog came in.
Oh my god.
And I was like, no, someone's sneaking up on us. We have to make sure nobody's sneaking up. It took me 40 minutes to confirm that there was nobody coming and that we were
40
safe.
minutes? What were you doing for 40 minutes?
I was like,
he was checking his corners.
I hid the key like in a bush, and then I was like, like shooting myself out of the cannon into the stratosphere to see if there was anyone coming or if there was someone in the distance who saw us. And yeah, when I play that game, I lose my mind. I'm very good at that game.
Are you sure
but
you want to play it?
Yes. I lose my mind in a good way.
Josh, just get back. You son of a bitch, just get it together.
There's so many good stories from that game.
Yeah. We're sorry, Captain. You're like, you just watch it play. I want new people.
Dude, but Josh, if you play it now, you might have like a freaking heart attack because so much has changed. Like,
Oh,
so much
really?
has been added and stuff.
I used to. You remember when they added Flameheart or whatever? The big like
my God.
mode where you have to fight all the ghost ships and
I
you gotta
fucking
fight
hate
him.
this when his head would appear in the sky.
I used to do that solo.
Yeah,
He was
I've
fun.
done the ghost ship stuff. So
thing you have to say. I miss.
We can do a whole Sea of Thieves episode and talk about all of our crazy Sea of Thieves stories.
you
I
mean
haven't-
hours?
I haven't really
have
played
so
it.
many.
Oh, I've only played it with you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Wait, was it you I was playing with when we had that one guy, Uncle Death?
and we made,
that's
we
one of
made
my
him like dance and hang out with
dude.
us.
That's one of my favorite Sea of Thieves.
and then he was like,
stories.
"Kill me."
No, so that whole thing, we were like hanging out because you were at some island and I was like grabbing shit and you're like, there's someone here. And then when I went, there's just this random dude on our ship. And I was like, he seems cool. He will live for now.
Yeah.
And so he was just hanging out with us. His name was Uncle Death. And we were like going around, and I'm very against killing people unless they're like wronged me. But you wanted to kill some other guys. So we started chasing them. And then I got distracted by some barrels while they were running away. And so I was like, I'm going to go get some loot. So I jumped out, started getting the barrels. And then you were like, oh, there's someone on the ship. They killed me. And I was like, they're going to kill Uncle Death too. And so I got back to the ship and I like blew the guy's brains out in the ship. And I noticed Uncle Death was gone. And so then I went into like, I am going to hunt these guys down and kill all of them.
Oh my
and
God.
so I went ultra aggressive. And we took these guys out once, and then we saw where they spawned again, and we
my
went
God.
back there, started attacking them. Well, two other sloops joined the fight because they were in an alliance, killed all of them, and it ended around this island where we were just massacring these guys. We sunk all their ships and just killed all of them, and then there was the last one on the island. They were on the Xbox, so you can't. I don't know if it's changed, but you can kill a PC player with a sword if you had the Xbox because they couldn't turn quick enough. So you would just be blocking them. And I was like, you're going to die, buddy. And like just taunting this guy. And then in the middle of this fight, a boat starts pulling up. And I just like stop fighting. And I turn towards the boat and it's Uncle Death. And I just like pushed this guy out of the way. Like reunited with this other guy. But it was like one of the craziest like.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was when we were playing.
I think it was.
Because we were in your room.
It has to be, yeah. And you remember Uncle Death,
Yeah.
But we massacred those guys. Like that was like 3 other boats that started fighting us. But I just saw red after Uncle Death died, and so I was like, we need to destroy them and their families.
Speaking of destroying them and our families, we do need to wrap this episode up because I believe the episodes can only be 1 hour and 30 minutes in the video editing thing. So
Real quick, I will say in the description below is where I'm putting the link for our Patreon. If you want to support the channel and support us, the Patreon that we have set up, that's the best way to do it. But also just watching, liking, subscribing, all that shit, and like just
your new movies.
What?
Your new movies.
Oh yeah, that's right. I just released 2 movies. Patrick's in one of them.
Well,
Actually,
I'm
sorry.
in the other one,
You're
but
in-
like
you're in
literally at the
both.
very
You have-
end,
you have,
like,
you have one
line.
line, which I think is fantastic.
What was your name? Dougie?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dougie. But yeah, I released the 2 movies, Driftwood, which was a few weeks ago, and then how do you pronounce the other one? Noctmare?
Noctimar?
Noctimar.
That's your movie?
No, because it's in German. I don't speak German. Der Hund ist klein is like the only German I know, which is the dog is small. Great. That's a good movie. But yeah, I just released those 2. They're on the channel and everything. Check those out. I got a couple things cooking. But yeah, like I said, check out the description below for the Patreon link. And honestly, just word of mouth, share our shit. We appreciate it. I'm Blake, one of your hosts, guys. Oh, and also thank you to all the subscribers, and thank you to the people on the Patreon. I know Josh is one of them, but thank you to Luca, who is also on the Patreon, and then thank you to the 49 subscribers that we have.
Hell yeah.
I'm Blake. Sitting next to me in person is...
My name is Joshua, and I'm a host.
Yep, and sitting across from me is...
I'm host. My name is Patrick.
And sitting on the laptop is...
And I'm a faraway host, Ryan.
All right.
And also our special guest host.
I'm Belle. I hope to be in other stuff because this was really exciting just to hear about everything. And
Well-
it makes me want to get into it because I don't know much about it other than hot guys, but you know.
It's hard when it's not something that you're really
you-
versed
wait.
in.
Yeah.
Wait,
You just say it's hard.
what did you say about hot guys? What?
Nothing.
Nemesis.
Well, yeah, she
I
likes
never read it.
Nemesis. She likes Hunk.
Oh, for some reason I thought she meant us. I was like, what? I was like,
I immediately knew Nemesis.
oh yeah, sorry. That guy? Dude, I'm so tired. I don't know if I want that to be the fun. I was gonna say I'm so tired of Rule 34.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Stop looking it up.
I'm not looking it up!
Well, what about Rule 34 Salazar?
Hey, now we're talking, especially with Salvador as well.
Come here, Mr. Kennedy.
I don't like where this is going.
But yeah, thanks for listening, and yeah, stay tuned for some more shit. And Ryan, hopefully you're doing good, and keep us in the loop. Sorry, my nose got really itchy. Coke's a hell of a drug, but stay cool out there.
Yeah, stay cool, California. Hey! 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 That was a bad one. That was better.
All right, I'm ending the recording. Ryan, unless you got something else to say.
No, I'm okay.
Let's hear it.
You just said it. All right, bye, bye, Ryan. See you later.
Bye.